Open a question you would like to ask. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart?
Yes, Pilgrim.
When you're saying try to open before the meditation, for me it means to go deep in my heart and to ask strongly. Is what it means to me, but I want to understand what you mean by this.
When I ask try to open.
Yeah.
I mean, in order to go through a door, you have to open it, And it's the same way with the chakra system. It's not just the heart chakra. There are 7 chakras that need to be opened in order for the spiritual energy to flow properly. Because if you just open the heart center and you're not grounded inside, it's going to close up. It doesn't have the strength to stay open. So when I mean open, I mean getting your attention below the navel, having gratitude to open the heart, swallowing so the throat chakra can open. The mind gets quiet. We're capable of channeling sexual energy to the base of the spine. I mean, the whole system is open. It's a holistic practice. So it's not just a matter of opening, say, one chakra. Because in order for you can't play a symphony orchestra with just bassoons, You need violins, you need drums, you need, harpsichords or pianos. You need a lot of instruments. And in order for us to truly be open, we need to open the 7 chakras. That allows the energy to flow down through us. That allows the Shakti that I transmit to go into you and flow through your system also. Excuse me. So it's a holistic practice. We're opening the entire being. Foundation, love, communication in the throat, the mind, which when it's really open will receive knowledge, wisdom from the universe, from higher energy, sexual energy, which is essential for rebirth inside ourselves, which unifies the male-female principle. And that unification gives birth to Kundalini. All of this is part of opening so that energy can move through your system and strengthen every part of your inner life. But once you close any chakra, I always compare it to, it's like in, when the kitchen, the pipes in the kitchen sink are clogged up, everything flows out, of the kitchen sink when the pipes are clogged up in a house. And that's what happens inside us. If the heart center is closed, it all comes up to the brain. If we're not open in the navel area, then it all goes up eventually and it becomes thinking. So it's a process of opening the entire inner life, developing the entire chakra system. And when I say open, that's what I mean by open. not partially open, but working to open and strengthen each center inside ourselves so that we can be recipients of higher energy in the universe. And then it works for us. And that energy gets us stronger inside. Understand, it's so powerful, that energy, that it really builds a strong inner life. And then that openness is expressed in the way we deal with people and life. And, you know, we don't get completely flummoxed every time something difficult happens. There's pressure. We're able to deal with the pressures of life. Because life will always test us. It'll always bring stuff to try and test us, always. But if we build the kind of system I'm talking about, we can deal with the pressure of life, the economic pressure, the family pressure, the political pressure, all the stuff we have to deal with, COVID-19, disease. We can deal with life. We can deal with death. We can deal with everything because we're no longer congested in ourselves and tied up. And that energy of God, His Spirit, is guiding us. To me, it's a much more extraordinary way to live than to get full of anxiety every time the things get a little difficult. There's pressure on us. There's, things we have to do that we don't want to do. I always say, real gratitude and real openness is to be open while you're taking out the garbage, not just when you win the lotto, or something great happens in your life, something positive happens, but all the time, no matter what is happening, we have to stay quiet, centered, balanced inside, and not waste our energy on things that are very negative that take place in everybody's life. I hope that's clear, because that's not just having a spiritual life, that's just learning how to live here on this planet, no matter where you live, whether it's Israel or Norway or Holland or wherever you live, Brazil. And is there anybody here that doesn't have problems? Raise your hand.
It's not about problems, it's very small things sometimes, like frustration, you're working and you stuck with something.
Look, Avram, it is hard. I'm not saying this is easy.
I'm saying I understand this. This is really helping. And for me, what I experience is that when I go inside my heart, then it starts to flow in this situation. This is why I was asking this.
But the thing is that you got to get grounded inside so that you can keep your heart open. So you don't have to, your heart is just organically open because you've built a system inside where it stays open. So you don't have to go inside your heart, or you have to, it's open because you've built that kind of system inside yourself. Nobody can function here in any kind of decent way if their heart is closed. Nobody. So much tension, so much craziness, such a lack of love, compassion. And there's anger, there's all that stuff, that manifests. So the work is to keep the heart open. It's to work to build a system where that organically happens. We live with an open heart. We live with love. We live with compassion. And yes, it's really juicy to live that way. It's great, to be able to live that way. And also, people accept us on a better level. We're not judging everybody. We're not putting people down. We're not fighting with everybody. We don't know better than anybody. Everybody teaches us something about us. That's really important to learn. And you see how people respond to that much better than when we know better than them, you know. Everybody gets very tight around people that are right all the time. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart?
Yes?
I have very much pain in my arm. And is it possible that because of pain, I get much deeper inside me today?
Yes. You know, the Buddha once said, God bless the Buddha, that suffering is the fastest path to God. Because when we have pain, we have things, it reminds us how deep we have to go in order to get free of that pain and to open to a higher energy in the universe. So, you know, it's everything is a tool that we can use to grow with. Pain, joy, love, unhappiness, you know, even depression. All of these things remind us that we have not arrived yet. We have to work deeper on ourselves. And a lot of time, pain is resistance to opening. It's like the pain of giving birth. It's the resistance to letting go. And we create the pain inside ourselves because something comes that is asking us to really let go, and we're resisting, we're fighting it inside, so it creates pain.
Mm. Mm.
And once you let go, the pain usually goes away, especially pain in your heart. It goes away.
Yes, it is. But today was physically pain. It was strange.
Well,
I was crying and I didn't know why.
it's all right. I cried many times in these classes, not knowing why, except they were just the tears of letting go. There were tears of joy, of energy coming into me, that it was helping me to let go of all those problems.
Mm.
They're not tears of sorrow, they're tears of joy. So pain is not necessarily negative. I'm not saying we have to be masochistic and inflict pain on us. Nobody has to inflict suffering because everybody has their fair share.
Mm.
You know, but we can use it to grow. We can use it as a reminder that we have to open. We have to grow inside ourselves.
Mm.
I mean, I once said, wrote in a book of mine somewhere, I don't even know where, suffering is the perfect democracy. Everybody has it. There are 7-8 billion people on the earth. Everybody has their fair share, these 8 billion people. Nobody is in that area by themselves. Everybody has it. Then it is, you know, like my teacher said, you either suffer like a schmuck or you suffer consciously. You use it to get closer to God.
Okay.
I'll never forget, he told me that. You suffer like a schmuck or you suffer consciously. And what did he mean? You use that to build a system that will get you closer to God. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you.
I mean, when I was, just to finish this up, when I was younger, I had a lot of pain, I had a lot of suffering, anxiety, insecurity. And I finally learned through this meditation that I teach how to transform all of that into a spiritual life. And I still had pain in my body, you know? but it doesn't interfere with the spiritual process. It's just used to, all right, I will transform that. I will work to grow above that. I will get above it. Because I've also learned that pain has a frequency. And if you let your mind get involved with the pain, it'll just grow and grow and grow. But if you go above that frequency of the pain, it'll begin to diminish because you're no longer feeding it.
I have another question, or I asked you before. I can love my pain or my, when I work with my pain, sometimes I can love that. It's okay, but not now.
Well, every day is a little bit different. Every day is a little bit different. And whatever it is, just use it. Don't complain about it. Don't think about it. Don't dwell on it. Just go deeper inside. And the pain. I remember once there was this woman in California who used to do television programs interviewing spiritual teachers. And I stayed at her house, somewhere in Los Angeles. And she came back, a complete mess. She had such a big headache. She couldn't stand, the headache was so powerful. She said, oh, I have a lunch of a barbecue with all these famous actors and actresses are going to be there. And I feel so miserable. I feel terrible. So I just said to her, sit down. So she sat down. I spent 10 minutes working with her, did a little hands-on healing work with her. And all I did was take the tension out of her system and open her heart. And when it was over with, all the pain went away. She had no more pain. She looked 10 years younger. She was ready to go to her barbecue with all these famous actors and actresses, I mean, it's just tension that accumulates, that creates this impossible situation inside people. But I remember I just put my hand on her forehead. I drew the pain out of her. I opened her heart. I put my hand on her heart chakra, opened, and she kept looking. She looked 10, 15 years younger when we were finished. She looked at me and said, what did you do to me? I said, don't worry about it. Just go to your barbecue and have fun,
Maybe you have to come to Norway to visit
Huh?
us. Maybe you have to come to Norway.
Well, maybe you have to come to New York. I'm finished traveling. I really am. Look, in 2019, I traveled 98,000 miles to teach meditation all over the world. I've been in Norway, I think once or twice, teaching meditation. Yeah. I had a whole group of students. I don't know where they are anymore. There was a whole bunch of people that were coming to my classes there.
I will come to New York.
I'm not 40 years old anymore. I can't do stuff like that. And then I wound up in the hospital, having a serious operation. And I'm sure it was from traveling so much that created that problem. Anyway, I'd love to when I was there last, I said, I won't come back unless you take me to the fjords.
Okay.
They said, you just come back, we will take you to, never heard from them again. We will take you to the fjords, anywhere you want to go.
We will take you if you can come with Skander.
We'll see. Let this COVID thing finish. And I get antsy. I like to travel, but I can't do it the way I used to do it, though. I can't do it. It's impossible.
Understand.
But I do this, and I will have a center somewhere, hopefully, when this pandemic is over with, and people can come there and spend a week, 2 weeks studying, learning. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that so that people can come. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Right now, I have to take care of my daughter, and it's been a miracle what's taken place here, because Gay told her I would spend a year and a half with her. I'm telling you, it's absolutely an extraordinary miracle has taken place. And she's doing fantastic and working out calmer, you know. Now she's coming to meditation with me every day, which blows my socks away. She knocks on my door. We have meditation. It's wonderful to see her changing like that.
So nice.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, there'll be a class on Sunday. Hopefully I'll see you all then. And thank you. God bless you all for being here, for participating in this. And everybody, take it home with you. Take it with you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.